Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Now listen, before I address anything, listen, this is all recorded in, the same day. So I'm not wearing the same shirt back-to-back days, just so you guys know. Anyways, yeah, just so there's no accusations in the future. Listen, anyways, let's talk about Turbo. There is like two little news events, things that have happened in the last 24 hours that we should talk about quickly. And then we're going to dive into the comments actually, and then we're going to talk about the basics and then the future structure. So let's just jump right into this. So ladies and gentlemen, we can see now Wallet, right, it started as a wild idea. Could AI create the next great meme coin? That's a thing a lot of people forget. We are like the first AI created meme coin. So we are like the head, okay? We are the head, and we are also ahead of the trend. We are. So meet Turbo Toad Token, the first meme coin born from GBT, made by AI, fueled by community, driven by pure internet energy. The future of meme coins is here, right? So you could get Turbo in Now Wallet. And then another thing is that, look, new character, right? New character from a game, 2.7 million followers. 2.7. That is 2.7. We just had back-to-back shout-outs for Turbo with accounts over 2 million followers in back-to-back days. So we can see, right? New character, play with Turbo Toad Token in Meme Jump. The leading AI meme coin is live in Pixelverse Arcade. So like this is a gaming metaverse type coin, which, like I said, being in multiple narratives, either collaboration or anything, is always a net positive, right? To celebrate $100 in Turbo for one lucky winner. To enter, play Meme Jump with Turbo, post your score screenshot in the comments playing with Turbo, like and retweet, and yep, winner picked randomly. Let's go. Guys, there's 62 comments, right? So you are competing against 62 people. I highly recommend, just do it. Just do it. Invest 10 minutes of your time. One of you guys, may be a lucky winner. And if you do win, let me know if you saw this video and you entered and if you won. So yeah, that is it for the news. We are at over 112,000 followers. Let's talk about the comments, right? So there's only really one comment I want to address. I also want to say thank you for all the support. You guys do want the continuous videos every single day. The likes, the watch time, the comments, the shares always help. So thank you so much to those that are supporting this channel. Listen, so this is the only comment I want to talk about, because this may answer, this may be like a universal thing that a lot of you guys are wondering about. So what happened to the 91-day pump? And then we can say we can see Peg like Wally, which if you are looking at Turbo videos, even on Twitter and stuff, very active community member. So shout out to you. Then 416 says, been saying for 1 to 2 weeks, right? And I said, I have not. We talked about how structure has been breaking for the last few weeks for Turbo, right? We have talked about this. We literally talked about this all the way back, I think like in early May, where I said, I already expected here some type of shift. We went a little bit higher, but then guess what? Right after that, we did break structure just like 3 days later. We broke it. We talked about it. We covered it, right? And I said, guys, this is going to be like kind of the start of the reversal. And it was, right? Ultimately was, yes, it did range, but ultimately it was still going sideways. Then we got down to here. And before like these last couple of day candles were happening, I was saying, guys, the buying pressure is just terrible. It is just terrible, right? And we're not going to hold like this type of trend line. We are going to break. And guess what happened? We broke. We sold off. Why? Because global liquidity suggested that that week was going to be a pullback week. Plus the structure on Turbo itself already broke from before, and it continued to retest, right? Like when we look over here, boom, right? I know this is like, it's a little messy, but you guys get the point. It retested off this, went lower, right? Went lower, boom, retested off this, went lower, right? To keep it very simple. And then even the last couple of days, whether it's on a Turbo video, whether it is on one of those videos where I just talk about altcoins in general, or the streams, right? We talked about how Turbo is expected to go lower. Now, I will say the one thing that I was wrong on was at one point for one of the videos, I did say, I don't expect for us to hit this. And I said, if we are, it's going to be like a 10% chance, but I don't. So, I'll admit where I'm wrong, right? I have no problem with that. I always underestimate how much coins can really drop. Thing is, like, Bitcoin can drop like 5 or 6%, which means not meme coins, altcoins are going to drop like 15, like 13, 14, 15, 17%. And meme coins can drop like 25, 30% because meme coins are a double-edged sword at the end of the day, right? They can pump very hard, but they can also dump just as equally. But look, this overall, coming back down to here, is not a bad thing. In fact, in terms of its fundamentals, is the best for Turbo. But back to the main point without going too much on a tangent, right? We still talked about how I still expected for us to be going lower. And this is the week where we should start recovering. But we did talk about how manipulation is expected for this coin, right? It is. Why? Because I expected Bitcoin to get manipulated to the downside, right? I've been talking about how I expect this low over here at least to get swept, because historically, before Bitcoin goes up, it likes to sweep the last weekly candle, which is this one over here. And we talked about how here, right? Here was the last weekly candle, right? The last weekly candle before global liquidity went up. Boom, swept it, reversed, right? This was the last weekly candle over here, right? For the buy liquidity side. Then before it sold off heavy, it went to the upside, faked it. So it likes to fake out, right? It likes to sweep this liquidity over here by faking and then dumping, sweep this, faking it over here, and then pumping. So the same thing. I expect it to fake down, right? I expect it to fake down and then go up. Now, if we just end up very bearish this week, like if by the time Sunday happens, I will be genuinely surprised. And the 91-day liquidity motto might not be valid anymore, right? But we're still not there. We're many days ahead. You got to remember, Bitcoin can be slow for a couple of days, and it's being slow on purpose because that's what they do. They go usually sideways slow, then they fake out to the downside, and then they pump up heavy. And you can be pumped up within 2 days, $10,000. So no need to worry. And the same thing with Turbo, right? I expect Turbo to still recover and have a great pump and recovery this week, and next week should be even better for us. It should be even better, okay? Because that's the reality, okay? You have to see when things get slow, right? This is where we're at currently. It's the equivalent of this, right? It's the equivalent of this, right? We're going to go down a little bit. We're going to go down a little bit, and then we can see recovery, right? Recovery. Oh, there's boom. It goes down, it fakes out, and then guess what? Guess what happens after that? The next few weeks, it just pumps. So the market just likes playing with emotions. The market likes doing things that are like the opposite. That's why trading is hard, because you see something go down and you're like, well, it's going down, but it's also near a bottom, which means I should buy. And when something's pumping and it's near a top, it usually means you should be selling for the most part. But a lot of people think it's just going to go up and up and up because we have confirmation bias, okay? Which is why I make these videos, which is why, like I said, I'm not perfect, but the technical analysis has been on point. I would say like through history, like at least 80 to 90%, somewhere in that range, right? So yeah, I expect for us to continue to be going down a little bit more. I can't say exactly how much, but probably somewhere between these, like this green box, right? Like we should not go below 0.003 in general. We should not see it as 0.002. I would be genuinely surprised. So yeah, if when Bitcoin does go down a couple thousand manipulation, we could see a dump of even 20%. I guess technically we go under it just for a second, like 20 to 30% would probably be the most likely dump. And that would be a good buying opportunity. I am still bullish on Turbo. Right? I've seen comments saying, well, you're always bullish. Well, yeah, overall, in the long picture, I am bullish. And then someone said, well, you're always bearish. Well, it's like, in the short term, I am bearish. What do you want me to say? Like, I'm not going to be bullish when I know it's going to reverse. And I'm not going to be bearish when I know things are about to reverse to upside. You understand? Some people, they just simply don't understand, or they don't watch the video in full, which it is what it is, but a lot of you guys do, which is why you're fantastic. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys, hopefully, in the next video, and 7 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, I see some faces. And yeah, that is it. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye. portfolio reviews, economic and global updates and news, frequent up-to-date technical analysis, and a very supportive community. Sell and buy calls and trading education is provided. If that sounds good to you, now is the time to act. Once the markets start moving, there is no I should have, coulda, woulda. Now is the time. If you want to take things to another level, we have the blueprint that covers everything from A to Z in crypto that you need. No fluff, no bullshit, just the most important news, fundamentals, and technicals to have you succeed in these markets.